The next step that you're going to need to do is to insert this back panel right here alongside the entire back of the cabinet. After you do that, you'll need to screw in 4-inch long screws right into the back. This is what the screws that come in your packaging will look like, but any inch-long screw will do, and we prefer the inch-long worth screws, so I'm going to be using those as well. Now you can see that this panel is a little bowed, so we're going to have some issues. I'm going to show you how to resolve that. But you can also see that the 2 grooves of the back panel align perfectly with the top and the bottom panels of the cabinet. So it just slides in perfectly like this, and it should rest right between the 2 side panels. Now you can already see how the bowing is affecting the shape of the cabinet. What I like to do, and there are many solutions to do this, but I like to use this clamp, and I'm going to put this right on top of the cabinet. Make sure one side is in place where I want it, and then I'm going to tighten the clamp so it stays there. I'm going to take these 2 screws, and keep in mind these screws will go into the 1/2-inch piece of plywood that is the top panel, so it has to go perfectly straight down. If it goes at an angle either way, it might protrude outside that panel. But if you go straight down, it shouldn't even split the wood. As always, hold these panels together. And do the same on this side. Once you've got that end, you can go to the other side with your screws and your screw gun. And you can see how the bowing is forcing it to come off of the side right here. So what you need to do is push it down, and you can do this without the clamp. Especially if you have an extra hand, you can help, somebody can hold it for you. But if you're by yourself like I am, it does help to have the clamp. That way it stays almost in the right place without anybody holding onto it. So if I push down on the back panel and then push down on my drill gun, the panel should go right into the perfect place, and it will do so on both sides. And it should stay there. Once you have your back panel on, it's important to make sure that the back is perfectly flush with the sides. Well, maybe not perfectly, but as long as it looks well enough like this. The back might protrude a little bit past, or the sides might protrude a little bit past the back. I had an issue because of this bowing, so I had to take these screws out, make sure that the groove was right over top of this bottom panel, and then I had to put the back panel back on and put 2 more screws, or put the 2 screws back in. But once you have this back panel on and it looks good, you need to make sure that the cabinet looks like it's going to hold its structure. For smaller cabinets, you won't have much of an issue, but for this kind of medium-sized, really tall cabinet, you can see that there's a little bit of a gap right here, but on each end, it's flush with the back, but there's a gap right here. The way you go about solving this issue, well, there's many ways you can go about solving this issue. What I'm going to do to solve this issue, because I don't know how this cabinet's going to be installed, is I'm going to take 2 of these metal fasteners, and I'm going to put one on the inside right here and one on the inside right here. And the reason I'm not putting it right in the middle is because I know this cabinet's going to have 3 shelves, and I know the homeowner's going to want the shelves to be equidistant from each other. So I'm going to put it a little bit lower so that the homeowner can still put the shelf clip and the shelf right in the middle if they need to. So for that, I'm going to need 4 more screws for each clip. If you are the one installing these cabinets and you know that this cabinet is not going to be on the end, it might be more beneficial for you to just put a screw in the side, although that will mess up the look of the paint, but you will get a better finished look because that paint will never be shown. But if you don't know how these cabinets are going to be installed, then it's best to be safe. You can already tell the side panel comes in when you do that. It's going to make for a much sturdier cabinet. Now that you have your cabinet assembled and sturdy, you can retrieve the door that you set aside for later. Most wall cabinet doors are going to have 2 hinges, but because of the height of this one, it's going to have 3. You need to locate your bag with those hinges. And place each hinge in the hole accordingly. Your bag will come with these 1/2-inch screws, but at cabinets in stock, we always prefer the 1/2-inch worth screws. Once you've got those screws on, you can take the 3/4-inch screws that come in your bag, and these are going to be what fastens the hinges to the cabinet itself. Now the cabinet will have 3 holes. This cabinet will have 3 holes for each hinge, but most cabinets will only have 2. This particular cabinet only has it on one side, but if you needed your cabinet hinged on the other side, you could make the appropriate measurements and adjust the doors later. If you have the hinges on properly, they will sit without any assistance. I typically like to start up at the top and get the first hole perfectly even with the hinge, and it goes in perfectly fine. But as you can see right here, the next hinge is not perfectly even with that hole, but the 3rd hinge is pretty even. So I'm going to do the 3rd hinge, and then for this middle one, and you will find that a lot of the cabinets, these holes do not line up very well. You can make your own hole, but just make sure that none of the hinges wobble whenever you screw them in. And it's always best to make sure you have your bumpers on there, which also come in the same packaging with your hinges. And now you finished your cabinet.